We are a whole family, a wholesome family. We all have our flaws, but we don't fight. Never have.
50 plus, leaving your husband. What do you think in this world for you besides fake tits and ass and dick from strangers?
Church, if I've been married for 39 years, there's not much that's gonna make me leave that man, because at 39 years in the eternal
Like learning
words
about
of Karen
Santa,
Huger,
Judge Greg
my
Mathis and his
marriage
wife
is an
Linda were
institution.
divorcing after 39 years of marriage. Isn't genuine exactly mind-blowing right now? Hollywood divorces are something we all know about. Like a botched Botox job, they are rather prevalent, but this one, which strikes several different similar to one of those Tyler Story turns Perry's film that makes you hankering after atmosphere, How Do a Couple Survive 39 Years only to say goodbye, it has to be anything significant, right? Likely years of at last, underlying conflict reached boiling point. Or maybe something so enormous happened to find no turning back. Whatever dropped down the tea burns fiercely. And I know the specifics. Stories are already in flight and have a fiery word about Linda grew bored with the street. All the cheating their children are implying it's more than that they are. Enraged at their father's betrayal by his acts. They are obviously supporting Linda through the divorce. Let's us reverse for a second, since this split is throwing everyone off, particularly with relation to considering they seem to be somewhat tight only last year. 2022's Mathis family let us enter their universe with their reality TV program Mathis Family Matters. It was an entire attitude, and Judge Mathis was all that throughout that period. Relative to family, in other words, man actually said that he stars on the Hollywood Walk of, though it was his, fame was cool and all. Family that truly shone as the MVP of his success. He was out here talking about Linda held it down so he could work. Busy hours and her helping nature as the secret potion for his triumph. Flash looking forward to 2024's beginning, and the couple was out here living their best life. They were seen Ed cozying up in Cabo, providing major couple goals. Then just a few weeks after they were out and regarding a brunch at an influencer's house, looking as strong as ever. They even accomplished Baller Alert, talking in an interview regarding whether their show would return and laying jewels on their preservation of their link.
We are a whole family, a wholesome family. We all have our flaws, but we don't fight. Never have. And so we're going to see if we have to fight. If we have to fight, the answer is no.
Out here, Mathis was claiming that their family was healthy like in pictures. Wonderful, wholesome, and they never battled. As always, Linda was on the same wavelength, stating that black households are fantastic. They are not related with that drama. And they simply fail in inner conflict.
Of course, that, black families are great families. And they're not filled with, just inner fighting. And so, we show stereotypical tropes and trauma that they try to portray. We don't see that here.
Just a couple weeks forward, and boom, divorce documentation find themselves on the table. Linda noted the separation date as July 17th and the cause of her breakup. Now, if you're having irreconcilable issues, something similar to me, you most likely considering unavoidable conflicts after 39 years, much as you would like think after almost 40 years of marriage. By now, they would have settled any problems. Nada, though appears like there was something. Linda just couldn't move past the silver lining here. No messy custody conflicts, as every one of their children is grown, and they are even grandparents today. But do not imagine Linda for a moment walking away and sent sis, asking for she's checking spousal support and ensuring the court denies Judge Mathis from receiving any. Her spousal support? Savage motion. We are still in the dark concerning whether a prenup existed, so that we will simply have to wait to observe how that acts out. But seriously, here as well, has everyone jolted, particularly given Judge Mathis has always been very vocal regarding his affection for Linda. Throughout the years, he have bragged about her handling their funds, enabled him to get his life in order together when they initially crossed paths. So for Linda to bounce following 39 years, it's got people wondering what the heck went bad. Yet it's not only about the money. Married to a public personality comes with having its own unique difficulties. Picture having your relationship governed under a magnifying glass all the time. Every action you offer, every argument you possess could all wind up as much needed rumor material. It's of strain for anyone to manage. So what might have brought about their marriage to fall apart and burn? Let's us just state Judge Mathis might not be as faultless as he asks us to consider some dirt outside their paints and other picture. For example, back in 2019, there was an event whereby the police were looking at a scenario, including Mathis supposedly spitting on a parking lot valet. Indeed, you did read correctly. Presumably, he became enraged over some automobile keys and vomited on the man. Not a nice look term around town, that judge. Mathis may be a little bit financially, should we say, conservative, by which I mean he is the sort of man who will flaunt a stack of coupons at supper and then grab a calculator to check his tip, is just what is required right down to the last smell. Forgot about him grabbing the, if you are out dining with him, tab if you are on your own. Greg is the same. Ma, supposedly seated on a cool $15 million, earns rakes of $5 million a year from his court exhibition, yet despite everything that money, he's not exactly winning. Popularity tournaments in his regular venue BCADB in Enino, California, or anywhere else for that matter, an insider told Judge Mathis of National Enquirer when eats with friends he never pays for. When the bill arrives, he breaks off their dinner, opens his calculator, and figures his whole share to the pennies. And only last year, yet another incident occurred whereby an employee of the LA Department of Water and accused Mathis of threatening workers, bursting with energy following a warm reportedly Mathis got into. Altercation got into it with the staff following their requests to shift his car's contents intensified, and Mathis supposedly flashed and gestured toward the employees, but upon inquiry regarding it, Mathis had quite another narrative. He said the workers were obstructing his driveway, and upon trying to get them to proceed, one of them picked smart with him, threatening to run across with their employment vehicle. Belichick said he never brandished anything, not even pointed it out at anyone, but considering how he behaves in public, could you consider what might have had been descending behind closed doors? Recall how consistently Judge Mathis always preached about morality on his show. Well, on the street, the buzz is he might not have been living what he advised. Yeah, you heard that correct. Individuals are murmuring about some important information on the TV. Judge himself turns out to be maybe the reason Linda Mathis at last resigned after 39 years end. It's not only about those insane hours of work, hours or neglect. Nope, we are regarding the major CW cheating. Discussing, can you think it, Judge Mathis, the man who constantly advises others to do the correct behavior, could have included leaving. Regarding his wife, remember when Wendy Williams made hints about Judge Mathis possibly have been betraying Linda's expectations? Chaotic when Margaret visited Wendy's show, and she asked him straightforwardly about tales alleging he had stayed in a motel room with a crackhead and a woman who wasn't his wife, the one who might have just been Wendy, but Maz did not treat the accusations he made gently off on her, and it was quite something.
Everyone in the media knows that tabloids print trash, but every week that they pay people to come up with you or anyone in the studio to go to a tabloid and tell them, I want to sell you a story on someone, and they'll buy it.
Right.
And if that's the type of stuff that you fuel on your show,
and
feel free to. But I don't know what else you want me to tell you.
I also got it.
I didn't do it.
I also
and
got
I have nothing to do with it. And I don't know the woman, never met her, never used cocaine. Now, let's talk about fueling your stuff. You, on the other hand, have admitted to being addicted to cocaine.
Absolutely.
Secondly, you continue to show symptoms of your addiction.
Okay.
Lastly,
what are those symptoms? Tell me.
These nasal passages you keep coughing up.
And I did Afrin.
This eternal cold that you continue to have.
Yes,
that you can't have to come to work because every other week, and now you're even stupid so low as to blame it on your baby, your newborn. How low can you get? That's about as low as you can get, to blame your child for your cocaine addiction. Then, lastly, your bisexual activity. I'm sure your audience want to know about that. I've heard that rumor.
I'm sure my husband would love that.
Yeah. Oh, he watches? Does he watch when you do it?
Yes, don't you know?
No, I don't know. I didn't know you were that low down. Lastly, we can continue with what I heard about all those abortions. Like 8? You had 8 abortions?
Apparently, a woman existed who asserted that Mathis not only shared in sleeping with her while he was high and inquired about if she may lie next to his wife Linda, and even said she became pregnant with his help, but Mathis said he knew nothing about the she, had never heard of her, and that most likely she was compensated to share that narrative. The rumors have clearly gotten people involved. Specifically since Mathis always appeared somewhat too eager to visit evidence when a rather attractive woman sued some on his program claim, he surely developed a wandering eye, and if he burst off on Wendy like that, perhaps some of the truth in the infidelity rumors. But here's where things get fascinating. Some sources are declaring that the divorce is not about anything scandalous. Rather, it results from Judge Mathis has been working overly much. And ignoring their relationship, man oversees several charities and has a corporation in development that maintains him working 70 to 80 hours a week, based on to an insider Linda gave her whole Mady's life for stating Linda gave a sacrifice. She has been working for that man her whole life. 247 for the last 30's greater portion. Years supposedly evaluate Mathis. guaranteed Linda he would slow down, so traveling the globe together. They could savor their remaining years, but he's not attempting to slow down at any one moment. Soon the insider claimed that life's too brief, and if Judge Mathis want to keep rushing all throughout the nation working, he can accomplish that. But Linda is not eager to give up anymore. The insider further indicated that Judge Mathis has one last chance to keep his marriage. If he accepts to start appreciating his wife and calm down, she might correct him, but really one finds it difficult to determine whether it is indeed the job schedule that led to the conflict we currently experience. Concentrated on Judge Mathis and Linda, but regarding their children, what about Jade Seema? Greg, until recently, Junior and Amir remained silent. Rumor has said they are prepared to leak some major tea on their parents' separation. Could we are seeing a family split with values? Sides being taken. Recollect how flawless from Matt's Family Matters things appeared. Reality TV can fool those who grinning family pictures could have secret meanings. Major turmoil now that mom and dad are maybe dividing the children will expose behind the scenes what was truly occurring. Scenes involving the Mathis children, all in action in many disciplines. They have most likely got some original observations about this whole condition. Jade and Kare work as lawyers. Might be viewing the legal aspect of events. Greg Jr., with his politics background, could be concerned about how this influences their public image, and Amir wisely, he could be considering how this would perform on TV. But right now they're maintaining familial values even while departing enthusiasts to conjecture and prepare their own hypotheses on the true nature of decline. Some think Linda, bored with Judge Mathis, always stays at home getting under her skin and not earning in the large scale, of course. There's dollars like he used to know. Also, the potential for the problems might not all rest with Judge Mathis. Linda can have personal motivations for seeking out one person on X. Noted maybe she only held out so long yearning for the money. Composing this marriage has been over. His antics on TV were just a peek of what started this. She stayed till they weren't for the coins. It's enough. Still another commenter mentioned Judge. After 39 years, the wife divorced him. If there wasn't divorce, you shouldn't believe in it. Cheating contained enough is cheating for divorce, all else you can manage. So what do you suppose was it? Judge Mathis was going through infidelity. Perhaps too much or possibly not enough. Could Linda simply have a longing for a fresh start? Whatever the motivation, this divorce has everyone talking. Let us know your opinion about the cause. Under it.